What's going on, TLP fans? We just wrapped up TLC Walk. First reactions, let's go.
Mike, first reactions, another very solid card with possibly the greatest cap to a pay-per-view in 2018, to a main event pay-per-view in 2018. Holy cow, that match was insane. I mean, let's talk about that for a little bit. I know we're going to circle back to it at the end, but let's talk about the triple threat TLC match. I was blown away. So good, such amazing storytelling throughout the course of the pay-per-view, really. Good grief, just so good. What were your thoughts on it, Mike?
The match was awesome. They teased everything. You thought you were going to get Nia. You thought... I think everyone more assumed Nia Jax was going to cost Becky. But there was we saw the little hints of Ronda when there was the interview. Ronda's like, oh, I haven't forgot. They're going to get what's coming to them in due time. I think she said that about Charlotte. She didn't say that about Becky. But she said that. So yeah, it sets us up down the line. I don't know what they're going to do at Royal Rumble. We'll circle back to that. Asuka's the new champ. Good for Asuka.
Yeah, I'm very happy that Asuka is the champ now. What the question, by the way, Ronda was asked about how she felt about Charlotte Flair being there, and she didn't. She responded generically, saying that she had some receipts to hand out. So, she was asked about Charlotte, but she responded generically. So,
All right.
To be fair, she cost them both. So,
She did cost them both. Excellent storytelling. A lot to be desired. It's going to be weird how they play this out with both of them on separate shows. But we'll get there a little later.
Let's start going down the card then. Let's start with Mixed Match Challenge. Mike, Mixed Match Challenge, Fabulous Truth, Carmella and R-Truth are the winners. And they're going to beautiful Stamford, Connecticut, where WWE headquarters are. And you know what this means also is that R-Truth and Carmella are entering number 30 at the Royal Rumble. And I personally, for one, cannot wait to see R-Truth pointing at that WrestleMania sign.
I'm going to love it. That R-Truth is unironically going to be pointing to the WrestleMania sign with real aspirations of going to WrestleMania, the main event, against probably Daniel Bryan for the WWE Championship. There's no chance in hell that R-Truth wins this, but I hope there's a moment when he enters the Royal Rumble and he does get to point at the sign.
I feel like he will. And I feel like the best part about it, too, is he's going to come in and, ask for a dance break or something, and everyone's just going to attack him, and he's still going to, end up, pointing to the sign at some point, thinking he's won. Just because he's R-Truth and he's ridiculous.
Dude, I can't believe they're actually letting R-Truth go number 30 here. Maybe they'll do something really cool for 29, the number 29th spot, hopefully, to make up for it, but we'll see.
I feel like they will.
Good for Carmella, though. She deserves that number 30 spot. I think that's actually a good 30 spot for the women's.
Yeah, we talked about this a little bit earlier, too, on our pre-show. Yeah, I think we both agree that having Carmella at number 30 is probably a pretty good one. She's, you've got a lot of storylines you could take from there. We already discussed those, so no real need to go into those anymore.
Yeah. So, I also thought potentially Carmella could turn heel. I thought about this. It already broke my heart just thinking about it. Her going up to Truth or saying about Truth, I just used you, Truth. I don't need you. I just wanted that 30 spot. I used you. And she just breaks the heart of all the fans. And it'll be the tearjerk story of 2019.
I don't want that. I like face Carmella.
Well, you're not going to get face Carmella because Carmella's a badass heel. And right now, I don't see who's challenging Asuka for the belt. So here comes badass Carmella heel.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, didn't mean to rip your heart out, but I can already see her being mean to R-Truth, and it's going to be fantastic.
Well, all right then. Shall we move on, Mike, or is there anything else you want to talk about these?
I'm just happy that they go to see WWHQ for their nice vacation, all expenses paid. Beautiful pick, beautiful trip for R-Truth picked out. That's going to be an excellent vacation. I hope they go sightseeing. I hope they get to see Vince McMahon's office. Wow, that's going to be great.
It's going to be special. There's also the Stanford Museum and Nature Center, nature-focused activity for kids. They seem like they'd enjoy that. There's the Glass Village House, a bunch of villages made of glass houses. That's always pretty cool. Comset State Park, Historic Society, Sporting and Wildlife. There's tons to do in Stanford. They're going to have a great time.
I think it'd be really funny if they just had like little video packages of them week to week of just them on vacation at WWE HQ. There's like a kiddie.
That'd be really funny.
There's like a kiddie pool that R-Truth's just laying in there. R-Truth setting up dance breaks. He sets up like a little dance club in Vince McMahon's office.
I love it.
All right, let's go to the next one.
All right, next one is the SmackDown Tag Titles. I don't have a whole lot to say about this. The match was fine in and of itself. It wasn't anything special, but it was entertaining, as always.
It was a really good match. We said earlier in our little pre-show that we didn't really think whoever won this was going to get... Whoever won and whoever lost wasn't really going to be affected too much. You're still going to have the same popularity, really. All you do is you're basically the title holder. And you still have 3 really good tag teams. And I don't really know what they do from here. Maybe they go Usos versus The Bar at Royal Rumble. Let the New Day do their own thing just in the match, inside the Royal Rumble match. What do you think?
Yeah, how close is Luke Harper to returning? Do we know?
Oh, I have no idea. I thought they were pretty close.
I thought it was too. That's a possibility, having the Bludgeon Brothers come back.
That's true. We'll see when they come back. Yeah, I mean, the tag team division, they have great wrestling. It's just gotten a little stale. It's the same teams, but, I mean, they're great wrestlers. They're really good. They're really talented. I can't really complain. It's just been kind of repetitive.
Yeah, I agree. I think we can move on since they're so repetitive.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Next, we had Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman. So, yeah, Braun, I was wrong. I thought this match wasn't really going to happen. Sure enough, I was right in that Braun Strowman was not able to go. But he, enlisted some backup, if you will. Now Braun gets his title shot at Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. I mean, there's no way he wins, right? I mean, there's no way.
I kind of think he wins. Brock Lesnar's getting ready for the UFC. I think they just want to get the title off Brock, and they want that big match at Royal Rumble. They're just trying to get one more big match out of Brock, trying to do whatever they can for the money. We'll see when Braun can come back. I mean, at least he doesn't really have to be doing any wrestling really on TV to get over with Brock for the pay-per-view. He's just going to be cutting a lot more promos. Maybe they can, I don't know. Paul Heyman's going to be carrying that for the most of the way. Let's talk about Baron Corbin. Losing his job as the general manager. Vince McMahon's coming to Raw tomorrow. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I think this all along would be what Vince was maybe coming to Monday Night Raw for. He was either going to fire Baron Corbin or he was going to appoint a new general manager. And appoint a new general manager. So, Mike, who are some predictions we could have of our new general manager?
Well, we could go back to Kurt Angle for one. Kurt Angle could reappear as the general manager. Let's go back and forth. I'll say a name, you say a name.
All right, well, I got kind of a little wild, crazy pick out here. The Hurricane. I think that, I think it would be a great, great opportunity for him to come back, rejoin the Raw envelope, stand back. There's a general manager coming through. Throw his name in the hat there, so to speak, and I think he comes out on top. Great GM, the Hurricane.
I like that. I'll go with another dark horse. Jeff Jarrett. Making a few appearances on WWE low-key stuff recently. He was on the Edge and Christian show tonight, just after TLC. He was at the Titans game a week and a half ago, and they were advertising the new SmackDown coming to Fox. Jeff Jarrett could be a name, possibly. And I think he'd be a very good authority figure, a good general manager person. So maybe Jeff Jarrett.
I got one more. Matt Hardy. He has already said that he's definitely not retired, and coming back as a GM would give him lots of time to, wrestle when he wants to, and also still kind of be a part of it. And plus, his whole weird, wacky persona he left with is, I think it'd be interesting as a general manager.
Okay, I got one. Heath Slater.
I like that one. I like that even better than Matt Hardy.
Put his name in the hat. He's got kids to feed. Let him go at it. Let him general manage everybody. I don't really know how great he would be at it, but I like him in most of his roles. He'll be okay at it.
It'd be fun if nothing else. All right, Mike. So with that being said, I think we need to have a little bit of an in memoriam, if you will, for Baron Corbin and his time as acting general manager of Monday Night Raw. If we get if you can just imagine the little "In the Arms of an Angel" playing in the background here while we commentate this. Some noted accomplishments. He was general manager over Raw's lowest viewed episode ever. That's an accomplishment in and of itself. Brock Lesnar was re-awarded the Universal title. Tell me how that makes sense. It doesn't. He hasn't shown up on Raw since. I mean, this guy, former acting general manager Baron Corbin. That's all I can say.
He made Kurt Angle go on vacation. Left Kurt Angle ridiculously tired. He killed the Revival's push, but he did give us Lucha House Rules.
So, I don't like Lucha House Rules. I've already made it known that I don't care for Lucha House Rules.
He gave us Lucha House Rules, the greatest form of tag team wrestling on the face of the earth. So for that, General Manager Corbin, we thank you.
Not about to do it. So, Mike, you had an interesting idea about this concerning this whole Raw general manager. Go ahead and let me know what you would tell the people, the nice people, what you were thinking about doing.
I'm gonna tomorrow on Twitter. I'm gonna put my resume. I'm gonna tag WWE. I'm gonna tag Vince McMahon. I'm gonna tag all the right people. I'm putting my name in the hat, submitting my resume for acting general manager of Raw.
I like it. Mike, what would be your first act as a new acting general manager of Monday Night Raw?
My first act is we're having a I Quit match between Corey Graves and Renee.
Oh, I like it. You know what? I would make it a tag match, and they face in the Undertaker, playa.
No tag team matches. We're going strictly commentators here. I'm tired of them bickering back and forth week to week about, hey, Renee, what's going on with Dean? I'm tired of it. That's why Renee's gonna beat Corey Graves' ass, make him quit on national television, and the ratings are gonna go up, 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 up. And then I'm gonna take everyone's most favorite superstar, and I'm gonna give him a title match. But then someone like Becky Lynch is gonna come out, stunner someone, and that beloved figure is gonna win the WWE Championship because that's like the most highest rated Raw ever, and that's what I assumed. That's what we have to do.
Really, really interested, and at one point, definitely want to see Becky Lynch give someone a Stone Cold Stunner. All right, moving on. Now we're going to Natalya versus Ruby Riott in their tables match. This match went on way longer than I thought it would, and that is not a bad thing because it was very good. I liked it. It was really cool. It had some nice spots. Natalya looked like a badass kind of through the whole thing, you know?
I thought she looked really good. I think it was perfect. She got her revenge. I didn't like that. I kind of thought that made the Riot Squad look a little weak. One sec. I have to sneeze. You keep talking while I sneeze.
All right. Well, I didn't think it really made the Riot Squad look weak per se. I thought it made made Natalya look like a badass and look really good and tough and like, you know, she found the problem and eliminated it. I guess Obviously the Liv Morgan one. Let's just talk about Liv Morgan for like a half second or something. Damn, dude, she takes like hella bumps and like she's like surprisingly like way underrated. I feel like, and not even like underrated as in like people like don't. A lot of people like very, very much like appreciate her and like think she's really good, but like she's just like something special. I feel like, and she's gonna do something good. I feel like at one point she's not like near the wrestler Ruby Riott is or anything like that, but like. She's definitely like second tier in the Riot Squad for sure, like above Sarah Logan in my eyes.
Yeah, Sarah Logan really hasn't stood out to me. Liv Morgan's been that other person in the Riot Squad that stood out. Sarah Logan needs to get some stuff going. Maybe give her a little time, give her something. I don't know what's up with Sarah Logan. But I hope WWE doesn't use this to make the Riot Squad look weak. I'm hoping you're right, and it's just making Natalya look strong. It was a good match. I thought that was the best match I've seen Natalya wrestle in quite some time. Ruby Riott looked good. They both looked like stars. That was That was very good. Good payoff. Way to close out a pretty good feud, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a good culmination, into their feud. Yeah, it was one of the best matches I've seen Natalia wrestle in quite some time. So I enjoyed the hell out of it. It was very, very well done.
And good payoff. Really good payoff. When do you think we're gonna get fatheads on the table?
Um, so I figured this out, and I think we need to start plugging Fathead into our promos, even though they don't sponsor us or anything. And then I think if we do that, they might begin to think about the possibility of sending us fatheads of ourselves that we can then put each other through and put on tables and then put each other through those tables.
I didn't even know Fathead was still in business. So good for you, Fathead. Getting a lot of publicity this weekend.
Yeah, I think that match I couldn't really tell if that match was like a tables match or a fathead ad.
Fathead on a table match.
Fathead on a table match. I liked it a lot.
It was fatheads, tables, ladders, and chairs. Nothing you can't. That's all you had to have.
That's a match made in heaven, if you ask me.
All right. So you want to move on?
Yeah, let's go to the culmination of the Northern United Kingdom turf war between Finn Balor and Baron Corbin, between Finn Balor and Drew McIntyre. Mike, you and I both thought that McIntyre was a lock for this one. We were worried about them burying Finn Balor. I think it's safe to say they didn't really bury Finn Balor. So, Mike, what were your thoughts on this one?
So, I'm glad. I think they're giving Finn Balor a push. I think they're going to say, hey, Finn, we want you to lead the way as a top babyface on Raw. Maybe, well, would you say he's the top babyface, or would you say that belongs to Seth?
No, that's Seth still.
Yeah, still Seth for now. But yeah, I think they're giving the push. Recently, they've been booking him a lot better. He's not taking the losses. I think they know they're really going to need him in the future. They don't really have those baby faces, and I think they're just going to say, all right, Finn Balor, you're going to be the guy for us for a little bit. We're going to run with you. Stay hot. We're going to give you this win. I like Dolph Ziggler interfering. I'm excited to see what Dolph Ziggler does from here out.
Yeah, they already have a match between Finn Balor and Dolph Ziggler scheduled for tomorrow night on Raw. So hopefully that's kind of the start of a little something for them, because that'd be a feud that I'd be very interested in paying attention to, you know?
I kind of think Drew McIntyre's just going to run out there and beat the hell out of both of them.
I kind of feel like he will too, but I think they will still have their own kind of feud going on, and that'll be like McIntyre's revenge. And him beating both of them will kind of have like a cool effect of like making him look like, restoring him to looking like a complete badass. So
triple threat, him, McIntyre, Balor, and Ziggler, Royal Rumble? Or do you think they need him in the Royal Rumble match?
No, I think they need him in the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, he might be the winner.
Think that'd be a cool little mini story they could have play out within the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's true. That probably is something they'll do. I think McIntyre's probably the favorite right now to win the Royal Rumble.
I'd say right now, yeah, you're probably not wrong.
I could see it being him or Seth Rollins.
I don't think Seth Rollins will win it, but yeah, I think Drew McIntyre is probably the odds-on favorite at this point to win. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. I was thinking, if they do the Royal Rumble winner, it's either going to be against Brock Lesnar or Braun Strowman. So I'm assuming they would want to do Baron Corbin. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling with names. Braun Strowman versus Drew McIntyre. But if they did Brock Lesnar win, I think they would want to kind of do something different. Maybe they do Drew McIntyre still, but maybe they want to do something with Brock and Seth Rollins. I don't know.
I think right now the only person in my eyes that can convincingly convince me that they can beat Brock Lesnar is Drew McIntyre, because they've buried Braun Strowman so many times against Brock Lesnar that I'm just like, okay, they're not going to have him win now. So,
okay.
Anything else on that one?
No, I'm good with that.
All right, well, let's go to Randy Orton versus Rey Mysterio. My only real comment on this one, it was a good match. That little boogie board slide with the chair looked absolutely brutal. But Randy Orton is an absolute champ to get back in the ring in a chairs match after he had one of the chairs go through his leg at Hell in a Cell. You could still see the scar on it during the match. you don't believe me, go back and rewatch it. You'll see it the entire time. It's on his left leg. It's nuts.
Yeah, the scar was pretty brutal. I don't know if you remember that from Hell in a Cell, but if you haven't seen it, it was pretty gross. I don't think you should go watch it. Um,
No, don't
their
watch it.
match was fun for the most part. Ray got the victory. He got the little underdog thing. Don't. That's kind of about it. It was just kind of one of those filler matches. I felt like.
Yeah, it was like a bathroom break match, quote unquote, but it still was really good. I mean, I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, it was a good match. I thought it was a really good match. I like what Randy Orton's doing heel wise right now, and I think Randy Orton's one of the top heels in the company right now, just based on the work he's done. He's made a lot of feuds way more interesting than they should be.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that one. Randy Orton is just one of those people that should always be a heel regardless, and I'm glad that he is now, and he's just completely maniacal and just doing terrible, terrible things to everybody. I love it.
Yeah, I agree. All right, that's kind of all I have to say about that one.
Yeah, I didn't really have a whole lot either, so we can move on now to the Raw Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey versus Nia Jax. Um, I don't understand how Ronda's lower back isn't killing her from carrying Nia Jax throughout that entire match. I mean, Nia is not a good wrestler, and I think that this proved it. But I think this also simultaneously proved how awesome Ronda Rousey is.
I think Ronda did a good job. I thought the Nia did a good job of telling the story. She got the story through. She made Ronda look pretty tough. Well, she made her look pretty tough. She did what she was supposed to do. It's a shame that Nia didn't generate more heat after the Becky Lynch thing, because she had everyone against her, the whole world against her. They wanted to boo her, and then she didn't really have the payoff. She didn't get the crowd behind her. She didn't get as much heat as she needed. The Becky Lynch, Becky Lynch ran into her backstage, Ronda just kind of looked like a baby, and it kind of just looked like a pushover. Didn't feel sorry for her, but I'm like, I kind of lost respect for Nia. It didn't feel good. Felt like they kind of buried her there. It kind of felt like they had her little comeuppance. So maybe they did have backstage heat, and maybe that's what she got.
Yeah, I agree. I'm also interested to see how long it's going to be until Ronda Rousey wins a match that's not by submission, because that's going to be like something kind of special that they like make a point of like doing. And I don't know. It's been almost a year since Ronda will have debuted at the Royal Rumble. About 8 months or so, I would say, since WrestleMania. And she has had, her fair share of matches, a handful at this point, I would say, and she's won all of them by submission. So that's something interesting to keep an eye on.
That's true. That's a good point. So I would assume Ronda's going to keep the title up until WrestleMania when she faces either Charlotte or Becky. I'm assuming it's going to be her and Becky. I don't know how they're going to incorporate Charlotte into the feud, but we'll figure that out when we get there. We'll talk more about that when we talk about the Triple Threat. Who do you think's next for Ronda? What do you think she does to defend at Royal Rumble?
I'm going to be honest with you. The women's matches were not defended at Royal Rumble last year, I remember, because they had Charlotte and Alexa Bliss come out to the ring and watch the match. So
that is true.
Don't know that I don't think that something like that will happen again, but I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't defend at Royal Rumble.
That's interesting. They could do her versus Charlotte Flair at Royal Rumble.
They could work out some sort of trade between the new GM. That could be like one of the new GM's like first acts is like, hey, I got a special request from Paige over on SmackDown. They wanted to do a trade. Like Finn Balor gets traded to SmackDown, and Charlotte gets traded to Raw, maybe, or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, they could work something potentially out, I would say. We'll see. I'm excited for Raw and SmackDown the next 2 days. I always love it coming off a pay-per-view. Always a lot of options, a lot of possibilities. Tomorrow should be a lot of fun.
I was going to say, especially a big pay-per-view like this where, like, a lot of stuff happened that can, progress storylines and stuff. So there's a lot of directions they can go with this and a lot of things that can happen. So I'm with you. I'm excited to watch them this week.
It's officially the start to the build to Royal Rumble, which is the build to WrestleMania. So we're basically in WrestleMania season right now. It's the best time of year to be a wrestling fan.
So it's the build to the build. So like we're not building yet. We're just kind of like working on the foundation, laying down a subcompacted grade right now. But I think that this is the important part. This is where the seeds get sown because if you don't have a good foundation, your house is going to fall over. Your build is going to fall down. So you got to have a good foundation, and this is where it all starts right here. It's basically WrestleMania season, Mike. We need to just go ahead and start talking to our bosses, start getting our time off right now, start putting in those 2 weeks notice because we're not going to be any use for the next 4 months.
I'm done. I'm down with that. It's officially WrestleMania season here at TLP.
It's officially Mania season, and everyone knows that during Mania season we're completely useless. So you know what? Go ahead and start shoving those checks right up your butt because I'm not going to use them for the next couple of weeks, boss. Actually, I will. I really need those.
All right. You ready to go to the next match?
Yes, let's go. Let's do it. Styles versus Daniel Bryan.
All right, let's talk AJ Styles. Daniel Bryan, the little goat boy, versus the old mom who drives the soccer van at practice. I haven't heard that. Who said that? Who used to call him the soccer mom?
I don't remember. It was probably Samoa Joe or something like that.
I don't think it was Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe had good terms. I think it might have been like John Cena.
I don't know. I just always go to Samoa Joe when it's good insults.
I don't think it was a very good insult, but whatever.
I think that's a pretty good insult.
Whatever. All right, let's do it. What do you think of the match? Go ahead.
I thought the match was really, really good. It was an absolute technical wrestling clinic. I didn't really like the finish. I know we kind of talked about that earlier off air, but I thought the finish was a little not like lazy or anything. I just thought it was kind of like it's really hard for me to explain. I was looking for more out of the finish, I think, but the match as a whole, holy cow, it was really, really good. I really enjoyed watching it. I love Daniel Bryan's like all black American Dragon gear too. It kind of goes well with his new persona and his little bear crawl he does to the ring like halfway down the ramp fits with him really well too. It was overall just a really good match. I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a really good match. We'll see what they go with AJ Styles from here. I don't know what they're gonna do with AJ, but yeah, it was a good match. I like Daniel Bryan's heel persona. I really love it. I've talked about that for a while. The American Dragon gear was sick. I like the all black. Yeah, I think it was cool. That match could have definitely helped from a TLC if it was like a TLC match, but it didn't really necessarily have to be a TLC match. It was fun. It was a good match. Very technical. Not as fast as you would want it, but it was good.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think the fact that I think it actually probably helped it that it wasn't like a TLC match or anything like that, or like a tables match or a chairs match or anything like that. Just because I think these guys are such good technical wrestlers that, given the like a little bit of constraints, they had to get creative with like their technical stuff. And I think it really not necessarily helped them out, but like they were able to put on a really good show without all that stuff. And that kind of impresses me when they put on a good show at the TLC pay-per-view and they didn't use any of like tables, ladders, or chairs or anything like that. Also, I just thought of this. I really want to see Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles in a hair match.
That'd be nuts. I could see a Daniel Bryan shaving his head for his heel character.
They each have to shave their hair and their beard if they lose.
Ooh, I don't know if Daniel will shave the beard. He's gonna be looking like a little mini Lars Sullivan out there.
I like it. Speaking of which, week number 4. Weeks with Lars Sullivan, promo without Lars Sullivan. This is week number 4. If he doesn't show up on WWE TV this week, it'll be week number 4 of Lars Sullivan promos without Lars Sullivan.
Which is ridiculous. He needs to be there for WrestleMania, I guess we called it WrestleMania season, but Royal Rumble season. Hey, and Walk, we didn't really touch on this, but Walk won the prediction thing we do, and he's going to get the t-shirt, and I just wanted to show him a really cool t-shirt I found. Not really good radio, but here, Walk, check out this shirt. Can you see it? Oh, I dropped my phone.
Evolution. Oh, Mike just dropped his phone, so that's good. It just says t-shirt $27.99, so good luck with that.
Do you see the shirt?
Oh, is it an Evolution shirt?
Yeah, you see it? It's like them all, they're just like skull and bones, and they're all doing their poses.
I've never seen that before. That's really cool.
It is pretty cool. Can you see it though?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. It was pretty neat. I thought you would like looking at it. I don't think you're gonna want the shirt, but I think it's a pretty cool shirt.
It's a great shirt. I'm not going to get it, but it's a great shirt.
I've already put your Nia Jax t-shirt in the carts because I already know who you wanted.
If you give me a Nia Jax t-shirt, I'm going to burn it in front of you on camera.
Okay, that's fine.
If Mike sends me the Nia Jax shirt, I will make a video of it and post it on our Twitter for all of you to enjoy. So I would sooner die than wear a Nia Jax shirt. That is public enemy number 1 for the man. Come on now.
I don't know. I think you'd really enjoy that. I know how much you love Nia Jax. She's just a
well, you're wrong, Mike.
She's just a good old Samoan girl doing Samoan things. You like that. I know you do.
She is a 300-pound Samoan woman.
She is. Just doing Samoa things. Ooh, do you want a Rhea Ripley shirt?
Oh, I do like Rhea Ripley a lot, actually.
This is the shirt they
I
have.
don't like her shirt, though. I don't really like her shirt, though.
Oh. It's kind of like Iron Maiden style. Kind of looks like a rocker tee.
I really want to have Rhea Ripley on this show. I want her to be our first interview, to be honest with you. I'm kind of trying hard for it.
Well, you gotta try harder.
Tweets, so I kind of feel like she's like open to the idea of being on the show, you know?
You need to tweet her way more often.
I'm about to. Every time NXT UK comes on, I'm about to tweet her again. And be like, hey, didn't see you on TV this week. Definitely missing you. Like, love walk. And she's going to be like, oh, love you too.
I don't know. That seems a little creepy. But you should definitely tweet her right now saying something.
What should I tweet?
Can't wait to see you next to your main event in TLC, champ.
Definitely going to do that. Definitely already done. That's a really good one. Love it.
I also found your other t-shirt. I already know what. I put this one in the cart also. It's the Bellalution. Because I know how much you love Total Divas. And I know how much you love Total Bellas. So I put that one in the cart.
I do love Total Divas and Bellas. I had to live tweet a couple episodes of that. It was one of some of the best experiences of my life.
Alright, let's get back into the matches.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Alrighty. Alright, next, Seth and Dean Ambrose. The rivalry of all rivalries. People were a little disappointed with this match. It got a little boring, really slow paced. Didn't start very fast. It ended well, I thought. But it didn't have that big rivalry intensity feel, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I think part of the problem was that it was way too slow. It was way too far on in the card.
Yeah.
And people just were kind of waiting for the triple threat match that followed it. And so, I don't know that. I don't know. It wasn't. I didn't think it was great, and I didn't think it was terrible. But yeah, the whole Seth Rollins staring at his fist thing. I don't know. It made me think of some Dragon Ball Z shit where they stare at their fist and it starts flaming up or whatever. And I was just like, what is going on right now? Is he expecting his flame to combust or something? Is he about to Superman punch Dean Ambrose? I don't know. They kind of lost me there. And I don't hate that Dean Ambrose won, but again, it was just kind of it happened match sort of thing.
I thought the ending was perfect. It was a little wacky seeing I kind of liked they put the fist out for the shield. It was kind of interesting, something neat. But you were saying about him doing the Dragon Ball Z. Well, of course that's what Seth was thinking about doing. He was going to look at his fist. He was going to punch the ground. He was going to go Super Saiyan as he yells, "Burn it down!" He was going to go CrossFit Jesus mode. It was going to be sick. Instead of getting the real blonde hair, he was going to just get slightly browner hair. His beautiful black ring gear was going to turn into a white tunic / toga thing, and he was going to have the Jesus sandals on. It was going to be perfect.
That's true. CrossFit Jesus turning Super Saiyan. I love every second of it. That's great. I feel like we should make a comic book about what if Seth Rollins actually was Super Saiyan and got all the Dragon Balls. What would happen?
I don't know about all the Dragon Balls. All about him his character just being CrossFit Jesus. That's his superpower.
Oh, okay, never mind.
You missed the whole idea of the story there, yeah.
Yeah, I really did. I kind of had Dragon Ball Z in my head at that point, and you went CrossFit Jesus, and dude, we were going two different ways with that.
We're already nerdy enough talking about wrestling. We can't be talking about Dragon Ball Z. We're gonna lose all the coolness we have.
That's true. I think my mom might be might think I'm even weird then too. I think she can hear me from upstairs, so
She already thinks you're really weird. Anyway, yeah, we gotta keep it down. Your
that's,
mom has been yelling a lot at you.
she has. She's been banging the broom on the floor, telling me to keep it down. So
Yeah, you're getting a little too loud for Becky Lynch coming out there.
I popped hard for Becky. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna start talking about the triple threat match. The man. I popped so hard for the man, as I always do. If you don't pop hard for the man, you're not a real fan. There you go.
Dude, Becky, so over, so great to see her in the ring. I want her to destroy the locker room on Tuesday. I want her to go full stone cold, beating everyone's ass, looking for fucking. She's just looking for Ronda, and everyone's like, Ronda doesn't even show up on SmackDown. She's not a SmackDown wrestler. I don't know why you're asking for Ronda. And Becky's just gonna be like, I don't care. I want Ronnie. And she's just gonna slam everyone into chairs, into tables. She's gonna take. Renee's not on SmackDown. She's gonna take Corey Graves. He's gonna throw her into the crowd. She's gonna go find Paige backstage. She's gonna hit her with a stunner, and then she's gonna take the beer cart out with all the Guinness, and she's gonna soak Vince McMahon with the Guinness.
I think that this whole Vince McMahon showing up on Raw is just so Becky Lynch can drive the beer truck the Guinness beer truck into Monday Night Raw and just start spraying him with Guinness and be like, and just say, "Where's Ronnie?" And she's just gonna start yelling until Ronda Rousey comes out, and then Ronda's gonna get a nice fistful of that Irish draught, and then that Irish stout, if you will. And, it's just going to be great. She's going to stun Ronda Rousey on top of the beer truck. It's going to be fantastic.
All right. So, imagine this. Tomorrow night, it's Monday Night Raw. This is the main event, of course. It's the main event slot. It's running into 11 Eastern, and out comes Vince McMahon. We haven't talked anything about... We haven't talked about... Yeah, the No Chance is coming on. Go ahead, sing the song for us.
No chance in hell.
No chance in hell. No chance in hell. You've got... Yeah, the song's playing. Everything's happened. He's talking about the GM. He announces the GM. Everyone's, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. And then they bring Ronda. They say, oh, Ronda, way to step up for Raw, knocking out Flair and Ronda. And then, what do you hear next? That's Becky Lynch's music. Whoa!
My God!
Becky Lynch comes running out to the ring. She stuns Ronda Rousey. She looks Vince right in the eyes, gives him the double birds, flicks him off, stunners him. It's wild. The crowd's going nuts. Everything's going huge. And then she's just signaling to Corey Graves and Renee to throw her the Guinnesses. She cracks the Guinnesses together, pounds them, and it's just awesome. It's old Attitude Era. Becky 316.
I can't get enough of that. I want all of that all the time. This match, okay, we have to start talking about the match now because we have to get out of our Becky Lynch daydream. All right, this match was incredible. There were so many spots on it that, I mean, props to both Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch for just taking crazy spots. Asuka too. She agreed to get fucking speared through like the little barricade, which did not look fun at all. I mean, I think biggest props to Charlotte because she took the nastiest of the bumps and like the most of them. But I mean, good grief, they all like put their bodies on the line there. I mean, God, that was absolutely insane. It looked like when Becky jumped off the top of that ladder onto Charlotte, that her tailbone went right into Charlotte's ribs. I thought for sure she had broken some of Charlotte's ribs, which was just that would have been terrible. But good grief, I mean, they just put on a hell of a show. Once again, I mean, they definitely deserve the main event, and they just took it. I mean, they would have upstaged everyone else had they put that any other time on the card. So good for them for putting it in the main event.
Yeah, I loved it. It was a great main event. I didn't want to see Becky win because I'm a huge Becky stan. I didn't want to see Becky lose. I think I said I didn't want to see her win. Did I say I didn't want to see her win?
Yeah, you said you didn't want to see her win.
I wanted to see her win. Did not want to see her lose. I wanted to see her climb up the ladder and grab her title, but I'm scared, dude. I don't want That's why I didn't want this to happen. I didn't want WWE to mess this up. I wanted Becky to keep her title because I'm worried now that they're not going to give me the Royal Rumble win. I think they're just going to play me like a little fiddle, play me like the violin, and make me cry for Becky, and I'm just going to feel like a depressed wrestling fan all over again.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think you're wrong with this one. This is what you have to understand. we're Becky Lynch boys here. This is a pro Becky Lynch podcast, all right? And in order for Becky Lynch to achieve new highs, you can't be held down. That SmackDown Women's title was holding her down, all right? She had outgrown it the second she won it. She was nothing but the fucking champ, but she doesn't even need the belt to be the champ. You understand me? Now, she has nothing holding her back. The Royal Rumble is as good as hers. They might as well book it right now. If you hear what I'm saying, all right? Becky Lynch, this is a minor setback for a major comeback. And it's not even a setback. You know what? No, it's not even a minor setback for a major comeback. This is just the spring that she's pushing back on it. She's about to get shot all the way to that Raw Women's Championship in the main event of WrestleMania.
I need Becky, when she does inevitably make her entrance on Raw tomorrow night and stun her Vince McMahon, I want, when she's leaving, I want Vince just spewing out of his mouth. There's drool, saliva just coming out. Him just yelling, Becky, you're going to be number one in the Royal Rumble. You're the number one entrant. You don't cross the boss. Becky. And then her, Stephanie McMahon, all out together. Paige even joins suit. She becomes the heel GM. I want everyone against Becky. I want her to come from number one to win the whole damn thing. And then at the end, I want her to point at the WrestleMania sign. And I'm going to lose it. I might cry.
I think that, well, actually, I know. She was the number 2 entrant. Sasha Banks was the number 1 entrant in last year's Royal Rumble. So, could happen again. And if she goes from number 1 all the way to the winner, I will absolutely lose my mind because guess what? That's exactly how it should be. She's the man. Nothing can stand in her way.
I hope not, man. We'll see. Do you have an idea how they're going to involve Charlotte in the Ronda feud? Because Ronda also screwed over Charlotte.
Charlotte might do her thing where she gets involved and she might show up with Becky to Raw tomorrow night and it might turn into a triple threat somehow. I'm not really sure about all that. That may be, again, we already talked about this. They might trade Charlotte over to Raw so that Charlotte can have her match against Ronda at the Royal Rumble. When Becky wins the Royal Rumble, Ronda retains against Charlotte at the Royal Rumble, and Becky Lynch beats Ronda at WrestleMania 35 in the main event.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling that's going to be a triple threat WrestleMania main event right now.
That wouldn't be terrible between those three. That would not be terrible.
As long as the fucking man gets over, I don't care.
Dude, the man doesn't have to get over. The man is already over. She's been over. Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
I agree. I meant, as long as she gets, over, as in she wins the belt off of Ronda.
She's going to win the belt off Ronda. Do not fear. Have no fear, my child.
Is she going to make Ronda tap?
Dude, Becky is going to make Ronda tap in the center of the ring. Disarm her. She's going to literally snap Ronda's arm out of its socket. I'm going to hear it from the stands, and I'm going to go nuts.
I kind of want to see her pin, just because I feel like the 1, 2, 3 from the crowd will be way more electric than just seeing the tap.
But dude, think about how big the tap was when Asuka tapped to Charlotte at WrestleMania. Think about how big it was then. It's
true. I just feel like the classic, everyone chanting, 1, 2, 3. You just can't beat that.
That is true. That's really, really good when you can see just how into it everyone is by measuring how loud they're counting and stuff. You're right about that. That's really good.
I don't know. If she gets that arm raised, it's gonna be pretty special. We got a long time. We got a few months till then. We got till April. We got 4 months of that. We got Royal Rumble to look forward to. Asuka's got a title run. Way to go, Asuka. Asuka deserves this. She should have got this last April.
Yeah.
She should have got this in April when she deserved it. Good for Asuka. She was patient. She stayed the course. And now she's on top of the blue brand. What's next for her? I don't know. I don't know who's going to be there for WrestleMania for her.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm very, very happy that Asuka won. She definitely deserved this again, as we said. I was, definitely of the opinion that she should have won at WrestleMania, but She bided her time. She was waited patiently. She put up with them kind of burying her for a couple months there. And now look at her. She came out on top of a brutal tables, ladders, and chair match in the main event of TLC against arguably two of the greatest women's superstars of all time. And now she's the SmackDown Women's Champ, and she hasn't looked stronger in a very long time. So I would argue she even looks maybe like just as strong as she did when the streak was intact at this point. So she doesn't look untouchable as then. She doesn't look as untouchable as she did then, but she looks just as strong. Like, she looks like she could beat anyone right now. And she looks like she should beat anyone right now. So that's kind of how I see it.
I agree. I'm going to list a few names that I just thought of for potential WrestleMania for Asuka. All right, you ready for this? Number 1, Sonya Deville.
I like it.
Number 2, Nikki Cross.
I like Nikki Cross a lot more than Sonya Deville.
Number 3, A/B. So you were talking about that Charlotte Flair trade. Let's say they trade someone like Bayley or Sasha Banks to the Blue Brand.
Oh, okay.
Free them up, give them the run at Asuka.
I would love a Sasha Banks versus Asuka match. That'd be amazing.
Bayley and Asuka have already had the really, really good matches in NXT. So,
yeah, they have.
I mean, Sasha Banks is going to deliver no matter what, whoever she's facing. But those are just some possibilities.
That's true. I like all of those.
I actually forgot one other person. She's about to be the newest heel on SmackDown when she betrays the beloved R-Truth. Carmella and her associate that's going to replace R-Truth, James Ellsworth. Actually, I don't think James Ellsworth is coming back. He's dealing with a lot of lawsuits right now. Probably no James Ellsworth. But, yeah, Carmella's another option. All right. And I believe that wraps up the show. Good show this week. A lot of fun talking TLC from the kind of basically the name brand TLP. Basically WWE shout out to us just based on how great we've been doing the last few months. We've been enjoying it. We're going to keep doing it. I hope you guys watched the pre-show we had earlier. We did that for the first time. We're going to figure out a better way to do it, but we had fun doing that. Walk, tell them what else we got.
Well, we got Raw and SmackDown this week. We're going to be live tweeting them. We got a couple blogs coming out. Mike's going to put out his resume sometime this week, too, that he's going to be applying for the new Raw general manager position.
That's coming out Monday before Raw.
Monday.
I need to get it done early.
Before Raw.
I got to get it done early Monday so everyone knows that I'm applying. I'm also going to drop a Royal Rumble predictions, a way too early Royal Rumble thing. I'm going to guess what matches are going to be on there. I'll name some favorites to win the Royal Rumble. I'll write a little blog. That'll be up on the website, on the Twitter. But all that'll be up on the Twitter at TablesTLP. Follow us on Twitter. Ask us some questions, hit us up. DM us. Tweet us some questions that you guys have about Raw and SmackDown. Anything you want on the podcast you want us to talk about, we'll talk them. We'll do anything we can. We love you guys. We love talking with you guys. And I think that's it for me.
Yeah, I'll be putting out my NXT blog on Wednesday after the show there, so be looking for that as well. Best hour of wrestling on television. I stand by that statement. Watch as we follow along with us. We're gonna live tweet Raw and SmackDown as we do every week, and yeah, just be looking out. We got some good stuff coming for y'all. We're trying to get a little more stuff put out there in the middle of the week too, when there's on like Thursdays and Fridays, maybe in the weekends when there's not a whole lot of other wrestling going on. Some more content for y'all. But till then, guys, thanks for listening. Make sure you're following us on Twitter and hit us up with those questions. Top guys out.
Top bitches out.